Hello friends, welcome to my channel here at Takis. This is our Angular 21 tutorial for beginners part 21. So in this video we are going to learn signal forms in Angular. So the signal form is the new feature. It is introduced from Angular 21 as the experimental version. We can expect the stable version in Angular 22 or 23. So in Angular already we are using zoneless change detection and most of the features are moved to signal based. So if you have some good knowledge in signal form, it will be very helpful. Okay. So in this video, I'm going to explain what is signal form. Then we can see how to initialize and use signal forms in our application and how to apply the validations. Finally, we can see how to assign and get the values from the signal forms. First, let me tell you what is signal form. The signal forms are the modern way to build our Angular forms using signals instead of RxJS-based or reactive forms. So they use Angular signal reactivity system to manage the state like input values, validation, and UI updates. Next, we can see the benefits. So if you are using the signal forms, there is a less boilerplate code and no RxJS subscription, better performance, simpler state management, automatic UI updates. So next, let me implement one signal form. Let me go to my application. So here already I have created one component and I have mapped in the routing also application in the running mode. So you can see here. Okay, here before initiating our signal form, let me create one model class. I can provide the name as associate. So here we can include some common properties: code, name, email, phone number, and address. Maybe we can have one boolean field. Okay, is active. Okay, fine. So next in our component side, let me create one new object for this associate model, and we can make this variable as the signal one. Okay, and we need to choose the data type as our associate model. Okay, so here we can provide some default value. Okay, fine. So now our object is ready. Next, I am defining our form. This is our form name underscore form, and we need to use form. It's not the format, it should be form and imported from Angular slash forms signals. Okay, if it is not coming, then we have to import it manually. So inside the Angular slash forms, we have a signal section. From the signal side, we can get this form. Okay. So next, inside the form, we need to pass our model. So I'm just passing our object. That's it. Okay. So now we just initiated our signal forms. It is very simple. We are creating one model class and creating one object. Then we are simply assigning to here. Okay. So next we can see how to include the validation. Let me do that now. So in this case, we have to pass another parameter, schema path, and we have to include the callback function. Okay. So in this area, we need to add the validations one by one. So first I'm going to add the required validation. Okay. Required. It should be imported in the top also. See, is included. So here we need to specify in the which field we need to apply the validation. First I'm going to apply this validation for this code. So here we have to specify like schema path dot code, right? So next for the validation message, we have to provide like this. We can simply say code is required. So the same way we can include the validation for this name field. So let me copy this one, adding another one section. Instead of the code, we can provide a name and changing this text as well. Okay. The next for this name, I'm going to include one more validation, the minimum length. Okay, you can see this minimum length. So the same way, if required, you can include the maximum length also. So I'm going to include this minimum length. Then we have to choose the field schema path dot name. Okay. In this minimum length, we need to mention the minimum length value. You can see here minimum length. So I'm going to provide 5. Then we can provide the validation message. So here we can mention like name should be minimum 5 characters. Okay. So the same way for the email also we can include 2 validations. Let me copy both and then we can modify. First for the required, you can just provide email. Email is required. Instead of the minimum length, we have to include email validation. Okay. So then we have to choose the exact field and make sure we need to change the message also. Okay, time being, I'm not going to include any validation for this address and is active. So the idea is very clear. We need to select the type of validation, need to map the respective fields and provide the exact error message. That's it. The next thing is we need to map this form with our HTML side. So in this HTML side, I'm just adding one form tag. Okay. So inside the form, we can use the normal HTML control also. So I'm going to use the material UI components. Okay. So since we are using the material UI, so make sure we need to import the respective models. Okay. So next in the HTML side, I'm adding all those fields. Here we can have this mat form field. So our first field is code, then adding the respective input control, mat input. Okay. So next here we need to use some property field. Okay, I think it should be form field. And here we have to choose our form and respective field code. Okay. The very important thing is if you are using this form field, make sure we need to import in our TS side. Okay, look like it is already imported. Let me save this one. Fine. Now if you look at the UI, okay, we are able to see our code control. Okay. So the same way, let me include all the fields. It's very simple. We have to change the name only. Name. Same way for this email. It's almost similar to our reactive forms only. Okay. Then address, I believe. In this field also, we have to provide us address. Finally, we had one Boolean field. For that, we can use the checkbox. So here also, can use. Okay. Next, we can add one button. So since we are including the button, make sure need to import this mat button model. And after this mat card content, we need to add mat card actions. So here we can add this button. Button type submit and the mat directive. Okay, the directive should be mat button and the option we can use build. Okay, the design looks good. And one more thing, if you noted here, wherever we have included the required field validation, there is the star is included. So once I click this submit also, it will say please fill the field. Okay. So here the thing is we need to show the exact error message that we have defined in the our signal forms. in this TS side we have it, right? For doing that, so first I'm going to add the validation message for this code. So first, after this mat form field, you can use attribute. From our form, we are accessing this code. Once it is touched, also, if the field is invalid only, we are showing this message. Okay. So here the thing is, for the single field, we may get the multiple validation message. So let me use the for loop, our form and the respective field. By using these errors, we can get all the error information. As per the for loop syntax, we need to add this track as well. Finally, for displaying the error message, I'm going to use mat error. So here, using this interpolation, can show our error. If we get the exact error message, we need to add error.message. So now, if you look at the UI side, I refreshed. Once I entered, if I come out saying code is required, if I entered something, so now it is looks good. Okay, the same way we can show the error message for this name and email as well. Let me copy everything. First I am adding for this name, so checking the field also name, right? Now if you look at here, name is required and it is saying name should be minimum 5 character. So the same way I'm adding the error message for this email field. Fine, right? So here also the same. The email is required. Please enter the valid email address. So now everything looks good. So the next thing is we need to get the value from this form. Since we are using the signal form, obviously the value will be available in our object. At the same time, while submitting also we can get the value. Let me show you both the things. So first of all, we have this object, right? Obviously, we will have the value in this object. So what we can do after our forms, I'm going to include one h2 tag. So here also I'm including this interpolation. Since we are using signal, we have to provide the function symbol. Now if you look at here, okay, it is the object, right? So since it is the object, we have to use the JSON pipe. And for this JSON pipe, we have to import this JSON pipe. Okay, initially we have the object, there is no value. Once I enter the value 001, we are able to see the value here. Next time entering, the value is coming and there is a validation is applied. Similarly, if I checked, it is changed into true. See, we are able to get this object, right? See, we are able to get the value, right? So the same time, let me tell you how to handle the event also. We just added on button and we can bind the submit event as well. Okay, adding on function, we need to pass this event and let me define the function as well. So here we need to have the parameter as event. We can bind our value in the console. So since the value available in the form, we can get like from that value. So the same time, we can directly get it from the object also. Value is there. So we can verify now. So once I click to save, okay, the validation is blocking, right? So now if I want to click to, okay. Now if you look at here, the form is submitted, there is no value, the complete form is refreshed. See the URL also changed like this. Okay. So for handling this scenario, we have to use, we are just preventing the default behavior of the form. Okay, you can refresh the screen once again and providing the actual value. Once I click the submit, we are able to get the same value. There are two console we added. One is using this value we have taken, another one we are taking from the object also. In this real-time scenario, here we need to call our API, make sure we need to pass all those information. Okay. So before that, if required, we can check this condition also. Make sure our form should have the valid data. Since it is a signal form, make sure we need to use this function. Okay. So in our UI also, you can see our button in the enabled mode. By default, we can make this as the disabled. Once we enter the valid data only, we can enable this button. So the same only, whatever things we have did in the reactive forms, we are following the same thing. We can use this property binding disabled the form invalid. I believe it will work. Okay. Yeah, actually it should be, you need to use the function. That is the correct thing. Okay, see now it is enabled. In case if I'm not providing the valid data, it is in the disabled mode. Once we provided the valid data only, it's showing like this. Okay, fine. So next we can see how to assign the value for these signal forms. It is very simple since we are using this object, right? So if you assign the value this object, obviously it will reflect in our UI also. So what I'm going to do, in the down, we comment this one and have one more small button. So here I am going to bind on event and added one function as well. So the same function we can define it here. So here we can simply assign the value to our object. I just provided some hardcode values. Okay. Okay, we are getting the warning JSON pipe we are not using. Okay, yeah, I just commented this one. Anyway, initially we can keep this. So now if you look at here, so initially there is no value. We have this button. Once I click the assign, so I just assign the value for the object. So the same value reflected in our UI. See? So everything is binded the same way in this console. Initially there is no value. Once I click the submit, we are able to access all the values. Yeah. Okay, now we are in the end of the video. Still, if you have any questions regarding the signal forms, please put in the comment box. And also please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching. In my next video, I will explain how to migrate reactive forms from signal forms. Thank you. Thanks for watching.